I have a question for you all. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by your finances? Then let's talk about seven fundamentals when it comes to mastering finances with the help of Dave Ramsey. Throughout this video, I will help you to understand how to master your money, to navigate the financial land. Strong financial foundation is, of course, the key to home ownership. Let's get started. And remember to always work with a financial expert or goals.
You have to have a big why, a big vision, starts with a dream and evolves into a vision. And then when it actually goes to work, vision when it goes to work is called a goal. And here we are with a new year upon us, and you need to have big dreams that lead to clear vision, a big why that leads you into doing the details to win, called goal setting. Now, I'm not talking about namby-pamby New Year's resolutions. I'm talking about real goal setting. Goals that work, when you set goals that are going to work, they have 5 components to them. They're first and second, specific, and they're measurable. I want to lose weight. Well, you'll never lose weight. It is measurable, but you're not specific. I want to lose 30 pounds. Oh, now we're on to something. Now it's specific, and now it's measurable. The next thing you ask yourself is, when do I want to lose 30 pounds, and how many different times do I want to do it? Maybe once is enough for some people. You want to lose 30 pounds over the next 30 years? Well, that's a pound a year. You can probably pull that off, right? See, as soon as you put a time limit on your goal that's measurable and specific, suddenly the math starts unfolding very naturally. 30 pounds over 3 months, for instance. Well, that's reasonable. That's 10 pounds a month. That's 2.5 pounds a week. Immediately when you do that, the next thing that will unfold in your brain is, what has to be true for me to do that? What has to be true for me to get out of debt? What has to be true for me to increase the quality of my spiritual life? What has to be true to lose 30 pounds? What has to be true to increase my income to $100,000 a year? What has to be true that's not true today? Well, you would change your caloric intake, you'd lower the number of calories that you're taking in, and you'd increase your water intake, and you'd increase your aerobic activity. We know that about losing weight. And you have to slow down how much you eat, and you have to increase how much you exercise. 100% of the time to lose weight. That works. Unless you get sick, that's the only way to lose weight, right? So you know what you have to do. Goals that work also need to be your goals. My wife wants me to lose weight. You never will. My mother wants me to make more money. You never will. My father always wanted me to be a dentist. You'll be a lousy one. I don't want to go to your dentistry practice. It's not a good thing. So they need to be your goals. And lastly, and most importantly, specific, measurable, have a time limit, and they're your goals. Most important one is they have to be in writing. In writing is the only way it works. The Bible says in Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain. When you write it down, something happens. And you need goals in several different areas of your life this year. You need financial goals. You need intellectual goals. Are you going to read or take a class? You need family goals. You need spiritual goals and physical goals. You need goals in your career. And you need social goals. When you put those on a map, on a graph, it looks like what Zig Ziglar used to call the wheel of life. And you need to set goals in every one of those areas. You can take control of these areas of your life. You just have to make different decisions. You have to have a good reason, and then you have to follow the rules of goal setting. For instance, you can take control of your money. Winston Churchill said that mighty oaks start with small acorns, and the acorns, well, they not all of them become giant trees. We know that, but for sure they're not going to become a giant tree unless you start. So you have to start.
Second, let's talk about the importance of creating a budget.
Do a written budget. On paper, on purpose. Every dollar has an assignment before the month begins, and you're in agreement with your spouse on that, and that is not a theory. It is the directive for your month. You live according to the numbers that you write down. You do not spend anything except what is written down without coming back and adjusting the budget. When you do that, you will add a layer of communication to your marriage that will change your marriage in a good way. When you do that, you will get the stress off of your back, because not knowing if anything's getting done will drive you crazy. If you can do everything but 3 things, you got all the stress off your back but 3 things. You limit the stress to the things you simply don't have the money to get to this month if you're broke and struggling and underwater. A written budget, when you will lay it out and stick to it, will give you the sense that you have gotten a raise. It feels like you got a raise because your money is so stinking out of control when it's not in control. I know that's insightful. You can tweet that. Your money's it's not in control when it's not in control. I mean, really. That's the truth, though. It sounds so basic, but if you do not have a clear written plan that you and your spouse have a pinky swear and spit shake, it's a dadgum contract, we're going to stick to it. You don't have that. You're just hoping is all you're doing. You're not planning. You're hoping. If you worked for a company and you managed money for that company, and the company was called You Incorporated, and you managed money for You Incorporated like you manage money for you now, would you fire you? Don't answer that. Well, then don't be praying and asking God to send you financial blessings when you're misbehaving with the little that you do have. When you're faithful with the little things, you'll be given more to manage. Write it out. Go to everydollar.com. Get your iPhone out. Get the free app out. It's a free online budgeting tool. In 10 minutes, you'll have a budget. Write it out. Zig Ziglar used to say, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time. John Maxwell says a budget is people telling their money what to do instead of wondering where it went. Write it out. Write it down. Your stress is lowered, your communication and the quality of communication with your spouse is increased, your efficiency is up to the point that you will feel like you got a raise. You will make progress when you do this, because even if you write it all down and you don't have enough to do everything, immediately what do you start doing? You're going, I got to get some income. I got to amputate some crap out of my life so that this thing balances, because you know if your budget doesn't balance, you have to fix it, because you know you're not in Congress. You know you have to do it. I mean, inherently, if you graduated from the 6th grade, you can do this. It's addition and subtraction. Probably the 4th grade. But you have to write it down and you have to look the beast in the face and say, Beast, you're getting a haircut. Beast, we're going to pull a couple of your fangs here. Beast, you're going to get under control. I'm tired of you managing me. I'm going to manage you. The money beast will put its foot on your neck and hold you down your whole life until you stand up and say, I've had enough. On paper, on purpose. When you do a budget, it's a whip and a chair. You're the lion tamer. You're making that money dance. You're making that money behave. You're making it do what it's supposed to do. When you do this, you will find the money to hit baby step 1 and quickly save $1,000. And then to start working your debt snowball. Baby step 2, listing your debts smallest to largest. Everything but the house, paying minimum payments on everything but the little one. And you are attacking the little one with a vengeance. Mad! I've had it. I worked too hard to be this broke. I am sick and tired of making $101,000 a year and getting nowhere. You have to have that thing come up inside of you. When it comes up inside of you, it changes your life. And then you have to have a clear path to run on. And that starts with the budget and the excess you squeeze out of the budget from increasing your income and decreasing your outgo by cutting back on things like not seeing the inside of a restaurant unless you own it or you work there.
Third, eliminating debt and the strategies around that. Let's talk about this.
really concerned about the math. And I would sit down with people and show them how to get out of debt, and they would go home and promptly not do it. It was really frustrating. I started figuring out that hope has more to do with you winning with money than math does. Because hope gives you, well, it's fuel on the fire. It gives you a reason to make changes, a reason to do something you've never done before. And really what we're saying here is that personal finance is about 80% behavior. It's only about 20% head knowledge and math. The problem with your money is not your math. So I quit telling people to get out of debt paying off the highest interest rate first. I started teaching people what we started calling the debt snowball. And it's a real tough metaphor to grasp. You list your debts, smallest to largest. You pay minimum payments on everything but the little one. You attack the little one with a vengeance. Scorched earth lifestyle. Sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. Take 16 extra jobs. Name the dog eBay and put him there. Put the cat on Craigslist. We're getting out of debt. We're getting out of debt. And you pay everything. You stop all investing temporarily and completely focus all your emotional, spiritual, financial, relational energy on that smallest debt. Everything goes on that. When that one's gone, you take the payment that used to be there and any other money we can squeeze out of our budget and we throw it at number 2. And when that one's gone, then we take the payments from 1 and 2. The snowball rolls over again. It picks up more snow and you attack number 3. The average person for the past 25 years that has done that with great focused intensity, intentionality, gone crazy to the point their broke friends and relatives thought they needed counseling. They shaved their head, they drank the Kool-Aid, they get out of debt in about 18 to 24 months, everything but their house. That's the average. Now, some of you got a lot of debt. It takes you 5 years. Some of you get out of debt in 4 months, but the average is between 18 and 24 months. It works. Millions, tens of millions of people have gotten out of debt. Debt-free screams alone on the air here last year were $49.8 million. That's kind of like $50 million. And that was just the ones that screamed on the air. Other people just stood in their backyard and screamed, and that worked too, You don't have to come on the air for it to count. You're out of debt. Shut up. Well, Dave, Dave Ramsey, I saw a guy on Twitter. Dave Ramsey doesn't teach the most optimum way to get out of debt. The most optimum way to get out of debt is to pay it off highest interest rate first, says the moron on Twitter. I used to be that moron. I tried that. The problem is it doesn't work. So let me explain to you what optimum means. Optimum is the one that works, not the one that's mathematically correct. Honey, if we were doing math, we wouldn't have credit card debt to start with. This is not a math problem. This is a you problem. It's personal finance. It's more behavior. Your success with your finance has more to do with you getting along with your spouse and being on the same page than it does mathematics. You can be a freaking math genius and you and your spouse aren't on the same page, and all of our data tells us you will not win with money. You will not build wealth. You cannot build wealth in spite of a princess or in spite of a prince who spends money like they're in Congress. You can't do it. You can't make enough money to outspend stupidity or out-earn stupidity. I tried it. Not my wife. I was the stupid one. I always thought if I just made a little more, it'd be okay. No, I had to learn to control what I had.
Number 4, save, save, save. Make savings a priority. Start an emergency funds to protect you from unexpected expenses. Aim to save a portion of your income each month with discipline and consistency. You will build a strong foundation in that way. Invest wisely. Grow your wealth by investing wisely. Research different investment options such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. Seek professional advice if needed. Remember, long-term investing is key to building a wealth. And number 6, protect yourself. Don't forget to protect your assets and loved ones with insurance, health, life, and disability coverage. provide peace of mind in case of emergencies. And finally, learn and adapt. The financial landscape is constantly evolving. Stay informed and educate yourself about personal finances. Download apps, read books, and seek financial literacy resources. Adapt to changing circumstances and secure financial future. You can take control of your finances and master your money. Follow this step-by-step guide and watch your financial landscape transform, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable tips and advice. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.